Ellen DeGeneres fans are seriously disheartened by the current allegations set against the comedian. While DeGeneres is known for her funny jokes and sweet demeanor on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, several employees of the show and celebrities have come forward to share their experiences with her, and they aren't good at all. Don't forget to watch today's entire video for the complete scoop on this shocking news report. The Ellen DeGeneres Show called out. According to media sources, BuzzFeed was the first to report that staff members on The Ellen DeGeneres Show claimed they experienced racism and intimidation while working. And DeGeneres herself has been accused of being totally unpleasant to be around. Now DeGeneres is dealing with the backlash, and it sounds like she's attempting to make some changes and extend a few olive branches where they're needed. Stephen T. Which Boss joined DeGeneres' team in 2014, and he claimed there's a lot of positive change happening currently. We can't speak too much legally about it, but I'll say this, there's been love, he told media in August 2020. Obviously, there's some things to address, but from my standpoint and from countless others, there's been love. I'll just leave it at that until there's a time where we can address more publicly. DeGeneres also issued her own apology to her staff. Cosmopolitan notes a source told People that DeGeneres explained she wasn't perfect, but she's trying to learn from her mistakes. They're putting in real structures and resources for people, so this never happens again, and that is extremely important to Ellen, the source continued. She was emotional seeing everybody, their family. Humiliating Taylor Swift. Those who kept up with DeGeneres over the years may remember when she completely humiliated Swift. DeGeneres starts the interview by asking Swift how her boyfriend, Zac Efron, is doing. Swift clearly doesn't think it's funny, as she snaps back, "We actually never dated." To that, DeGeneres says, "Yes, you did." DeGeneres then asked to play a game with Swift. The host told Swift she was going to put photos on a projector showing Swift with various men by her side, and Swift is to ring a bell every time one of those men is someone she's dated. Unfortunately, Swift makes it clear she's uncomfortable with the game. After several photos passed, Swift finally hits her breaking point. "Stop it, stop it, stop," she yells. "This makes me feel so bad about myself," Swift notes. "Every time I come up here, you put a different dude up there on the screen, and it makes me really question what I stand for as a human being. There's never been two guys on the screen 2 visits in a row. It's sad." Fans outcry. After DeGeneres was called out for her allegedly rude on-set behavior, fans are looking at these clips with a careful eye, and many are offended by what happened to Swift on the show. Why is this not being considered as bullying in a serious way? One commented on the YouTube clip, "This whole Taylor is a serial dater is so rude and mean to her." Another wrote, "I don't find it funny at all. This is such a nasty interview." Yet another added, "This isn't okay at all." You can see she felt uncomfortable and clearly didn't want to play the game. She said, "I don't want to," like 3 times, and this was horrible to watch honestly. "I felt bad for her," another fan wrote. When did she actually do wrong? Although Ellen had some pretty notable controversies in the past, the latest furore is due to claims that she has mistreated and manipulated various members of her staff. Although she's at times been accused of mistreating her non-celebrity friends, the first big claim was in May, when her former bodyguard Tom Majorcak told Fox News. It was actually kind of demeaning in the way that she treats people other than those who are in her circle. "I see this person come across as being very enlightened and positive and awesome, and everybody loves her and is in awe, and that's really not the case when you meet her in person. I can absolutely see through interacting with her firsthand that she doesn't care about anybody else as long as she's getting what she wants." Then BuzzFeed News, as previously mentioned, wrote an article in July that spoke to 10 anonymous former employees of The Ellen Show who accused the show of creating a toxic workplace. These included being fired after taking medical leave, bereavement days, racist comments, and general microaggressions. A former employee told them that "be kind" bullshit only happens when the cameras are on. It's all for show. I know they give money to people and help them out, but it's for show. Another BuzzFeed article came out in July that featured 36 former employees that accused the executive producers of sexual misconduct and harassment. For someone who's so involved in the show and the creative aspect, and having been in those meetings with her, it's very hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that she doesn't hear the sing whispers. In August, you guessed it, another BuzzFeed article was put out that claimed Ellen didn't just turn a blind eye, but actively encouraged the poor treatment of her staff. You cannot stand up in front of an audience as large as hers every single day for 17 years and say the words, "be kind to one another," and do what she did. Ellen's response. After an internal investigation by Warner Media that found issues with the mistreatment of workers, Ellen wrote an email to her staff in which she apologized. On day one of our show, I told everyone in our first meeting that the Ellen DeGeneres Show would be a place of happiness. No one would ever raise their voice, and everyone would be treated with respect. Obviously, something changed, and I am disappointed to learn that this has not been the case. And for that, I am sorry. Anyone who knows me knows it's the opposite of what I believe and what I hope for our show. Alongside Warner Bros., we immediately began an internal investigation, and we are taking steps, together, to correct the issues. As we've grown exponentially, I've not been able to stay on top of everything and relied on others to do their jobs as they knew I'd want them done. Clearly some didn't. That will now change, and I'm committed to ensuring this does not happen again. Ellen's celebrity supporters react. Various prominent celebrity figures have come to the defense of Ellen, claiming that she has never been anything but a kind and decent person, which has been criticized by many as a way of detracting from the experiences of employees of the show from a position of A-list privilege. Ashton Kutcher told his followers that when things aren't right, she handles it and fixes it. The top response reads, "I get celebrity friends coming out in defense of Ellen to an extent, and I like Ellen. But employees are complaining about their work experience there. Can that be understood? No one knows what it's like but them. It's invalidating what they experienced on a regular basis." Kevin Hart posted a similarly gushing tribute to Ellen on his Instagram page, where he said that, "She has treated my family and my team with love and respect from day one. Is this why the show is ending?" The allegations against DeGeneres appear to sour her audience. Her show hit an all-time low in ratings this spring, shedding more than 1 million viewers after her on-air apology. In her new interview, DeGeneres complained about the impact of the allegations on her own happiness and griped about mean and bad people. "It was very hurtful to me," she said. "But if I was quitting the show because of that, I wouldn't have come back this season." She added that her one goal is to spread kindness and compassion, and said she initially did not believe the toxic workplace allegations. "There was an internal investigation, obviously, and we learned some things, but this culture we're living is one where no one can make mistakes," she said. "And I don't want to generalize because there are some bad people out there and those people shouldn't work again, but in general, the culture today is one where you can't learn and grow, which is, as human beings, what we're here to do." She said she was slow to address the allegations and the backlash last summer because of a break-in at her home and the loss of several pets. "It just kept getting bigger and bigger until it was out of control," she said of the backlash. "And I really honestly felt like, I don't deserve this. I don't need this. I know who I am. I'm a good person." The Ellen Show debuted in 2003 as an upbeat daytime talk show featuring celebrity interviews, fun gags, kind gestures, and dancing. It quickly catapulted DeGeneres to a new tier of fame in the wake of her self-titled sitcom, Ellen, on which she made history as the first character to come out as gay in 1997. DeGeneres detractors were quick to celebrate the show's ending on social media after the announcement. Others mourned the departure of the longtime TV host. DeGeneres plans to sit down with Oprah Winfrey on Thursday for an in-depth conversation about her departure. With that, we end today's video. Join in a next time for more of such interesting content.